Welcome to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We are looking fabulous and Halloweeny today.
We are. I don't know. My hair might be a little bright.
It is a little bright, but you can pull it off. Like, it looks great on you.
So you think I maybe should change my hair color?
Yeah, go with it.
I love this wig. It's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We have numerous. But my biggest problem, you know what's happening in my life? My biggest problem is I moved almost everything to the theater.
Yeah.
So it's like, because I had to get my gosh,
I put a couple of things that are in my normal costume part of my closet at home to the theater costume room. But then I had a friend call this weekend and wanted to borrow a costume of mine. I'm like, well, it's at the theater. Mm-hmm. So I had to arrange to get it from there.
Yeah, but it's so handy having that. Mm-hmm. Well, and when you're obsessed with costumes like Jim is. Uh-huh. He buys a costume for every. I do too. I can't really say much, but I will utilize my costumes a little bit more than what he does. Uh-huh. But he's really bad.
I've acquired quite the collection of costumes too.
I like them. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. Yeah. One day, whenever we're both dead and somebody comes to my house and auctions off all of our stuff, they'll be
hopefully a Halloween enthusiast will show up, or somebody from like a theater department for a high school or something.
Yeah,
will be
because
like,
we're just starting on this adventure, the whole theater thing. So so we're loving Halloween, the Halloween episodes, we just decided to dress up today. What did we do one time? I can't remember. Did we do gypsies? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We did the gypsies. We like our little decades.
Yeah.
It's fun. So, so today on our show, we are going to be talking about where the stories from vampires, Frankenstein, werewolves, mummies.
Yeah, because on another episode we talked about the history of Halloween, but we didn't really get into the history of some of the things associated with Halloween, and they're pretty interesting too. So
the stories, when you start diving, the stories are really neat. Mm-hmm. I mean, you start diving into it, it's like, oh my gosh, that was Count Dracula was a real person. Uh-huh. I mean, it's just, then people take their own thing, but I don't know, it's just really fascinating.
Oh yeah,
and been around for centuries.
Yes, some of these stories go way, 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 way back.
Way back.
Way back.
Yeah, so we're going to dive into some of those here shortly.
Okay.
But let's go through one of our
little ads. What do you have for us today?
Well, I can't get out of this People's Home Journal from March 1929.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's got the most unique ads in it. Look at this. Skin troubles cleared up. I wish I had this lady's eyelashes.
Oh, yeah. Wowzers.
But have you ever heard of Poslim?
Nope.
Skin troubles cleared quickly. That's hard to say. Skin troubles cleared quickly.
Skin troubles cleared quickly.
Poslim often ends pimples in 24 hours.
Oh.
Pimples, blackheads, eczema, rashes, and other blemishes cleared up quickly and safely by Poslim. Is that how you'd say that, Poslim?
I guess, yeah.
It must be good. Thousands of unsolicited letters from delighted users tell of amazing success. Buy Poslim at your druggist, only 50 cents. Or let us prove to you free that Poslim will clear and beautify your skin. Free proof sample relieves eczema instantly. So you get a booklet with each packlet at your druggist, reveals your beauty secrets. Wonderful how Poslim will soothe and heal itching, burning skin.
I wonder what it was.
I don't know.
In it? Lotion?
Who knows? Sample Desk F Poslim Company, 254 West 54th Street, New York. Yeah, how interesting is that?
Yeah, well, her skin's flawless.
It is flawless. I love it. And the lipstick and whatever her color is, she's like got the ombre color going on, the dark roots and the light ends.
I think it's just an artist drawing.
It is. It's a great picture. But skin troubles cleared quickly.
Well, I think that if it would have really worked, it would still be on the market.
Yeah, never heard of it. Have you?
Mm-hmm. Nope, never heard of it.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder, do you think this book that you're reading is like a tabloid of the 1920s? Like, do you think?
All just fun
because some of these
stories.
ads feel like trash. like trashy products, but maybe they weren't. It was.
I don't know. I bet they just come and go, because it's not a magazine it's like short stories, like Law of the Land, and it's
kind
just
of like a Reader's Digest.
It really is. It's like a big read. My granny loved Reader's Digest.
I loved Reader's Digest too.
I do too.
My favorite part was the jokes.
Yeah, I like the crossword puzzle.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I remember the jokes.
Yeah, I don't know, but this thing has got a ton. That's where I've been getting all of our ads, because they're fascinating. They're from 1929.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could just go through these old magazines forever.
It would be fun to just sit down and read that cover to cover, honestly. Right. I would like that.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting stories. But, so that's kind of cool. Over 1 million in circulation. And this it was found, and People's Home Journal was founded in 1885.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this is a March 1929, 15 cents.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I must have got it from Don Thomas. I had to have got it from him. Whenever I go over there, it's like he's always giving us something.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I love little books like that.
Yeah, so what are you going to, have you got any plans for Halloween?
Well, every year my mom has a little get-together at her house where she makes her homemade donuts, so I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that, because I'm actually going to get to go this year.
You're going to get to go this year, yeah. And I don't really have any other Halloween plans. I don't think. What about you?
Well, we'll do our trick-or-treat night like we always do. Jim will want to blow that out of the water again. Going to your mom's Halloween party, because I got to get these donuts.
They're
but
amazing.
You're going to have to remind me when that is again, closer to time, because I'll forget. The theater. Let's talk a little bit about the theater.
Right. Yeah.
So, after the Halloween parade, years ago, people would... dress up and usually go to the Elks, but that's not happening anymore. So at Nostalgia Theater, a.k.a. the Town Theater, downtown Flora, Illinois, after the Halloween parade, we are going to have a band called The Benefits.
Right.
Very good band. You'll love
awesome
the music.
Band.
And we are just going to...
we're having a costume
contest.
Have a
costume contest.
With prizes.
We do have, and I got one of the prize monies in
good.
this week. So, we're excited about that.
The best male costume will win $100. The best female costume will win $100. And the best group or couple, could be either, costume wins $100.
Yeah.
So
we got some prize money to give away.
It's going to be fun. I mean, I remember seeing people go to the party at the Elks and all the pictures from the Elks over the years, and people were just hilarious costumes.
Oh, so fun.
So clever, and so much thought put into it, and people just had a great time. And this is a 21 and over party. This isn't for children. There will be beverages for sale once they get there.
Yeah,
so,
we do have that this year.
It's for adults, but it is going to be seriously an awesome time.
It is. So, I'm really looking forward to it, and we need to, it's like, what, $5 to get in?
Yep, $5 to get in. You don't have to pre-purchase tickets. You can just buy them at the door.
Yeah, we're just opening the door and going, no pre-purchasing. Just pay at the door. And we do have adult beverages there, so that will be upon your purchase. So you can, whatever. Yep. Sometimes, the theater is a 501c3.
Right.
And we did not get a liquor license. I didn't want to deal with that.
Right.
We decided not to do that. But we do understand that sometimes when people want to come out and have a band,
some events they want
that. So we are going to get just a temporary one-day license.
Right.
Works for us.
Yep.
Works for them. Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah. The band is really good. The benefits are really
I have not planned my costume. Have you?
No. What am I going to do?
I do not know, but it's going to be fun.
Gosh, I don't know. I bet there'll be a lot of Wednesday Addams.
I bet there will be,
I bet she's going to be the hot costume this year.
Well, yeah, I think I kind of thought that last year. I think that TV series came out right before Halloween.
Was it?
But, Wednesday
Barbie will be huge with the kids.
Barbie will be huge.
Yeah, Barbie probably just replaced Wednesday. If I had to pick between Wednesday and Barbie, I'd pick Wednesday.
Yeah.
I love Wednesday.
I like Wednesday, too.
That was a good little series, too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
is there going to be a season 2 of that?
That's what I think.
That'd be great.
Gosh, what can we be?
I do not know.
Gosh, I don't know now. You've got me perplexed.
Mm-hmm. I might go as Mrs. Claus.
No.
I'm always going to Christmas.
Oh, my goodness.
Straight to Christmas.
Why don't you come as a Christmas tree?
Oh, yeah, that'd be cute.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah,
My favorite. You're gonna think that I'm nuts, but one of my favorite costumes is when people come as a serial killer, and they're just in all black, and they just take little boxes of cereal, and they have like baby knives stuck in them.
That's funny. I love puns. Yeah, that's great.
I think that's just the funniest thing ever. What's one of your? If one sticks out, what would be one of your favorites?
I don't know. You put me on the spot. Favorite costume or favorite pun costume?
Okay, let's do both.
Because I can't think of one that's a pun.
Mm-hmm.
But favorite costume,
yeah,
I don't know. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I dig dressing up like the witches.
Yeah,
I dig dressing up like
can be really
I do
cute.
like that. I also have a baby doll outfit that I really like to do. Yeah, but gosh, I really want to do something different.
Vampires are always fun. Zombies are fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but how do you dress up like a zombie? Because I don't like I don't like masks.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand a mask on me. It gets all hot and gross in there. Now, Jim, he's got one for trick or treat night because we are doing zombies this year at the house. I just don't know. And then I remember, one time Jax Daniels, he came and he loves to come and hand out candy with us. And Destiny put this like with where you did toilet paper, you crinkled up and glued it to his little face. And like peeling all that off because it looked like his face. It was like he was like ow 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 ow. It was like we basically tortured that child.
Poor kid.
We did. We actually tortured.
I bet it looked good though.
It did. It looked fantastic. But I don't know what kind of glue. You thought glue would have just kind of like melted.
People use like acrylic or something. Have you seen those videos of people doing like Halloween makeup?
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. There's a lot of like special effects you can create.
Oh boy, yeah. I don't. Yeah, you can't even.
I don't know how to do any of that.
I don't either. I get a little bit on today, but I don't have any clue of how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, no, me either.
It's interesting, but so let me think what my favorite costume would be. I'm thinking back at Jim's, and one of my favorite outfits. We stopped at a Halloween store, and I brought him home a fat baby costume.
Oh, I remember this. Was it inflatable?
No, it's just like this big. It's just like he step in it, so it's just like this big pillow wrapped around him, and it's like got a huge diaper, and then it just had like the nude top, and then this big diaper around him, and then it had like the huge bonnet that's about this big, and of course Jim's skinny legs,
and he probably loved it.
He loved it.
So, how many people out there watching this? If you bought your husband a big baby costume, would your husband be excited about it? Jim is extraordinary because he loves costumes.
Yeah, he does. He loved that costume. It was the greatest costume ever.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite of his. I don't know. I don't have one. Probably my baby doll outfit, but I'm going to come up with something spectacular. And when we come back from our commercial break, we are going to jump in to all things Halloween. We'll be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas,
What?
you better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are talking about vampires,
and Dracula and Frankenstein,
and werewolves. Oh my! All
Oh
sorts
my.
of stuff. It seems like everything has a history,
It does.
don't you think? Okay, so you want me to start off with Dracula?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, come to find out, the old Count was a real person.
Okay.
Okay, so Dracula is inspired by the 15th century governor from Romania named Vlad the Impaler. We've all heard of him. Okay, or
Not a nice guy.
not a nice guy, or Dracula, Prince of Wallachia. Okay, so Vlad was actually number 3, so, like, before we go on, I'm going to show, like, when we think about, I got a picture up here, so I'm going to show a picture. When we think about vampires and all this stuff and Dracula, this is the guy we think about. This,
Yep, Dracula.
yeah, and
Count Dracula.
Count Dracula. Great movies. They're fun to watch because they're just so cheesy. But this is what we think about when we see, what's that actor's name? Is that Boris? Which one was that? I always get him confused. Boris Karloff?
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't
don't know
remember.
if that's him.
I don't know, but it was so fun. Like, you watch any of the Dracula movies, we'll have to Google who the actor that plays Dracula back in the day is. But yeah, so that's really cool, and that's who you think about when you think about
that's
Dracula.
what comes to mind.
But the real Dracula, and their last name was Dracul. This is where this comes from.
Dracul.
Dracul. So Vlad II, Dracul, was the father of Vlad III. Okay. The Impaler. The third was the bad guy.
Okay.
And he was born in Romania in 1431.
Okay.
So this is really, really
And
old.
his castle still exists. I saw a picture of it.
And I have some information on that.
Okay.
So Vlad III was born in 1431, and then he became this big ruler, and he fought the Turks. And he was dubbed, Dracul means dragon or devil. Okay? So Vlad II was Dracul II. And Dracul actually means dragon or devil, is where they tied him into.
Man, that's a terrible last name.
It is. Then his son, then his son, Vlad III, became Dracula. That's where it comes from, meaning son of the dragon.
Oh.
So that's where Vlad III gets the Impaler.
Okay.
Do you have my picture of Vlad III? Because if we can find it, if he can, yeah, there he is. This is a picture we've seen all the time. This is the first real Dracula. And they called him Vlad the Impaler because he was a ruthless ruler.
Oh, yeah. Anybody that crossed him, he impaled them.
He impaled them. Yeah, Vlad III was called the Impaler. He actually enjoyed impaling people and was famous for it.
Yeah.
And he used long wooden stakes.
Yeah, he is insane.
Yeah. He really was, but that's like the real Count Dracula. The only link between the historic real Dracula and he actually died, Vlad III, Dracula, died in 1476. Okay?
Shortly before Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yes, 1476. Okay. Vlad was defeated by the Ottoman Empire. He was killed, and he was actually decapitated.
They should have impaled him.
Yeah, exactly. He is buried on a remote island in the middle of the Snagov Lake. This is one thing. And Vlad III actually had one daughter named Zaleska. Okay? So this is where this story from Romania all comes from. So then the only link that you have between the historic real Dracula was the novel in 1897 by Bram Stoker.
Right.
And he built his fictional character solely based on research from libraries in London. I didn't realize that the actual Dracula story was from 1897.
I knew it was old. And so is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was old, too.
Yeah, Frankenstein's very, very old. But the Bran Castle in Romania is the most popular destination at Halloween time.
Ah, I bet.
Yeah, it is located in Bucharest.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an ancient medieval fortress.
Do we have a picture of it?
I do not have a picture of that.
It's huge, and it stands on a cliff.
Yeah. So there is a real Dracula's castle. There was a real Dracula. He didn't like what we perceive Dracula out now and biting people, but he was a ruthless killer, and their last name was Dracul. Mm-hmm. And so once he became who he was, and I think Ty's maybe pulling up a picture here of this castle.
Yeah.
And you can actually visit this castle. Like I said, it's thousands and thousands of people visit this this time of year.
Yeah,
let's see if it shows up here.
Take a look.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not on my bucket list. I don't know. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to pull this up. Let's see if it gets it pulled up. Look at that. Seriously. Is that not fantastic? So Vlad the Impaler lived there. Look at that. Look at those pillars coming in.
Wow.
How interesting is that's that bright orange?
Yeah, I know. I wonder if it's some kind of... It
I don't
wouldn't
know.
be copper. Copper turns green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's a very interesting castle. But he was a ruthless man, Vlad the Impaler was.
Yeah.
But how interesting is that
Horrible
story?
guy. Horrible guy.
Once again, I didn't realize. I'd seen pictures of the Impaler, but I never dove into the story about like where we get Count Dracula from. Was it a real person?
Yeah. You never
Interesting,
know.
right?
The more you know.
The more you know, the more you learn.
That's right.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
So what do you have for me?
Well, I have a little bit on a couple different things, but mummies.
Mummies are interesting because
because
ancient Egypt.
You know, okay, so like a lot of things are based on a lot of Halloween things are based on things that aren't really a real thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, Frankenstein's from a novel, you know, from
Frankenstein's not real.
But mummies are real. Like
mummies
you've seen
are real.
mummies.
Mm-hmm.
So how did they become associated with Halloween?
Right.
Was my question. How did that become a scary figure that you see at Halloween? And it's just there's a few different reasons. So if you combine the fact that somebody has seen an image of something that is dead, kind of wrapped up, and then combine that with translations from early coffin texts that inform us that the spirit of the deceased will occasionally return to the body, and all of a sudden, it's not too difficult to imagine that once they are whole again, they may sit up and move around, maybe go around their tomb, because the Egyptians believed in magic.
Okay, yeah.
And so...
Was there a when they mummified somebody? Did they do that with all the people that passed, or just certain people? And you know, because mummification is that to maybe preserve that person? Yeah,
I think they kind of might have done it for everybody, but I'm not a mummy expert. Are you surprised? You didn't expect that, did you? No. I don't know, but I do know that like the royal people got like really special treatment.
Yeah, they totally did. But I'm thinking, no, don't wrap me up and keep me going.
Right. So it had to do with the fact that the coffin had translations that said something about them coming back to their body, and that it was kind of a scary image, and that they all believed in magic, and it just kind of over the years started being something that was associated with Halloween, and it was an easy Halloween costume to make at home.
What are you, just wrapping up in toilet paper?
Yeah, or even before toilet paper, rolls of cloth.
You know, and I'm thinking of all the Halloweens that we've done over the years. I don't know if I've ever had a mummy come to the house.
Really?
No. Interesting. So.
It also says that the mummy was someone to be feared, and that may have been compounded by the misfortunes that befell the financial backer of one of the most famous Egyptian archaeologists, Howard Carter. Lord Carnarvon financed Carter's digs in Egypt. And anyway, these were the two guys that in 1922 went into King Tut's tomb. To be cursed.
King Tut's tomb was?
Yes. Excuse me.
Interesting.
And so there's rumors of a curse placed on the tomb, but the men opened it anyway.
And of course they did. They just can't stop.
Nope. Then guess what happened?
Okay, so they opened up the tomb and lightning and fire came rushing out and everybody got possessed?
No, but they died.
Okay. I was kind of trying to do a Raiders of the Lost Ark moment when the Ark of the Covenant's open. Yeah.
They didn't die immediately. Lord Carnarvon died 4 months later.
Okay.
But also the radiologist who looked at the sarcophagus, he also died. So 2 of them died.
And this
That's
is King Tut we're talking about.
King Tut's tomb, because it was said to be cursed.
Yeah. Do you know much about King Tut?
No.
I don't know much.
He was young.
He was young, but I would like to do the only thing I know
show
about
on him.
Huh? Yeah, I don't know. That'd be kind of an interesting show.
Well,
I only know things from King Tut from Steve Martin's King Tut.
Okay, I don't know anything about that.
The song. Oh my gosh, I'll play it to you when we go eat.
Okay,
it's on one of his comedy routines.
Oh, okay.
It's great.
But it turns out that Lord Carnarvon died from an infected mosquito bite.
Okay.
That had turned into blood poisoning. So, not that that's funny, but it's not the same as like, you're cursed, you shall die.
All right, so there we go there.
All of the other people who visited the tomb and then died reached an average age of 70. So, they still lived. They all died. Eventually, we're all going to die. But they still lived.
Okay. I'm calling no-go on the King Tut being cursed.
So, in conclusion, mummies are scary due to their lifelike preservation, the ancient belief in ancient Egyptian belief in magic, and our own superstitions. Mm-hmm. That's why they're connected to.
It's so funny that if you look back at oh my gosh, I love Abbott and Costello movies, and I found right now like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. Mm-hmm. They're fantastic movies. I remember watching them as a little girl, thinking they were so scary. They're cheesy and they're great. But it's like nobody wrapped the mummy up perfectly. There's always a piece.
Oh, right.
It's like somebody needs to paper mache that mummy.
Uh-huh. It's always falling apart, coming undone.
Yeah, I like that one. I like, of course, I didn't. Did you see how many movies were ever made about the mummy?
No.
I Googled some things and I'll talk about that. So when we just talked about Count Dracula, as far as fictional creatures, he has had more movies made about Dracula. Vampires have been more made. There's been over 200 movies with Count Dracula in it. 200 films about Dracula.
Oh, really? That many? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Mummy has 5.
Okay.
So mummies aren't, but yeah, over 200 movies haven't been made.
What's your favorite portrayal of Count Dracula? Because I can tell you mine.
My favorite portrayal of Count Dracula.
Mine is Sesame Street.
Is it?
The Count.
Yeah.
I mean, they even pulled that into children's programming.
Yeah, I loved it.
But he wasn't scary.
The Count.
He was great.
Yeah.
Loved the Count.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the picture that I found with.
Yeah.
Hey, did you find out who that actor is?
Yes.
What's his name?
I have no idea how to pronounce
it. Is it Boris?
No.
Bela Lugosi. Yeah.
Bela Lugosi. Yeah, because he was always and he was in the Abbott. He was the Count. He was in Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because who was the Bela Lugosi? The other one I'm thinking about, Boris Karloff was the original werewolf.
Oh, okay.
I think Boris Karloff. We'll talk about werewolves in a minute. But yeah, I just got to say that one just because it's so fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There's been oh my goodness, we've got to take a commercial break.
Okay. We'll be back.
We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank.
If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny,
call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online banking, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be.
Clay County State Bank.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It's the weekend, and your symptoms are worsening. The morning of a big meeting and you have a bigger sore throat. Ever experienced that urgency after picking up your sick child and your community health center has already closed? You will be able to connect to a provider at crhpc.org. Even if you have never been to CRHPC, you are welcome to utilize our services. Feel better after scheduling a video visit with CRHPC.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County Farmers Mutual Insurance.
And welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we are talking about Dracula and the Mummy. And has anybody ever come to you and says, "I'm not your mummy"?
Yes. Have you seen that episode of Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Did you watch Doctor Who?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. It's just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I like the movie The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I think those movies are hysterical.
I think my favorite Dracula movie was the one Bram Stoker's Dracula with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Interview
with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Interview with the Vampire is good.
Yeah, it had Bram Stoker's Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Something like that, because they honored the name of the author.
Yeah.
With that one.
Yeah, because Bram took it to a level. He would be an interesting character.
Yeah.
Because he took like the original guy and really took it with it. Well, the guy that gets the shaft is Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Frankenstein wasn't a real person.
Nope.
Fictional character. He is a fictional character by Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. Mm-hmm. Now, what kind of name is Wollstonecraft?
Sounds German.
I love it.
I've never heard her maiden name. I've just heard her called Mary Shelley.
Yeah, Wollstonecraft. Wollstonecraft. Interesting. And that book was written in 1818.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So to put that in perspective, like Laura Ingalls Wilder could have been reading Frankenstein.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the episode.
I can bring it into every episode, you guys.
You could bring Christmas in. You could bring Laura Ingalls in. Every episode.
I have made a Downton Abbey reference this episode, but it
could happen. It could be coming.
There's still time.
So it was the story, and her thought. I mean, our authors and they're just minds. Like, I don't even know how they worked. But the story is of Victor Frankenstein, a Swiss scientist, student of natural science, which is, where I guess she gets this story from, creates an artificial man from pieces of corpse. He brings it to life, of course, with the electricity. The monster is lonely, and he loathes himself because nobody will love him. So he turns on his creator and kills him. So the Frankenstein monster kills his creator, Victor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you ever read the book?
I have not. Is it interesting?
I never finished it. I started it, and
really?
I didn't really like it that much, and I don't think I finished it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew, you already knew the story, sort of, so I didn't.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so I like it. But I've got a picture of my favorite Frankenstein. Not that, no, here's the picture of Frankenstein. There's my favorite. Go back to.
Yeah, okay.
There he is. My favorite Frankenstein is Herman Munster.
Herman Munster, absolutely.
I love the Munsters.
Me too.
I think
He's great.
You were either a Munsters fan or you were an Addams Family.
I kind of liked both, but I do agree most people like one or the other.
I never watched an episode of the Addams Family in my life. Not the old ones, never have. But I watched the Munsters every day.
You should go back and watch them because you might change your mind.
I don't know.
Both of them.
That theme song to the Munsters is my favorite, and I just love the fact that poor Marilyn, the beautiful niece, is just this hideous creature.
Yes, they were so mean to her.
I loved Grandpa Munster. Lillian, which that actress that played Lillian was beautiful, and the dog Spot that was the dragon under the stairs. I don't know. I love everything about the Munsters, but he's my favorite. But when you think of pictures of Frankenstein, this is what everybody. There is Frankenstein.
Who played him? I wonder.
I can't remember, but this is like this. My goodness, I don't know when the actual movie came out. I would imagine it came out. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't have dates on the original says, who is the Frankenstein monster actor? He looks familiar. We did an episode of the Munsters on one of the Depot shows. And Chris Thompson's husband, what's his name? I just went blank. Bill Thompson did Dracula, and it was fantastic because the guy that plays Dracula, you look at their shoes, they're wearing like these huge shoes. It takes a lot to, but yeah, that's what everybody thinks of. But Frankenstein was so, I mean, he wasn't like Dracula, who was super mean and Mummy serious. He was a lovable little creature that only wanted to be loved. Frankenstein, the story, actually is kind of sad.
Yeah, it almost is a tragedy because when he killed his creator, it was an accident.
It was an accident. He didn't mean to.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to kill him. He probably just wanted to hug. I don't know.
I don't know.
Does it say who plays him? La da 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 da. The first Frankenstein film was in 1931. Wow.
Yeah, this image here looks old.
It looks really, really old.
Like
it
could go back that far. Okay, well, we can keep talking.
We can keep talking, and we got those little lightning bolts. Boris Karloff.
That's him.
Okay, so while we're continuing to, so Boris, I'm going to write this down. So Boris is the original Frankenstein. And do you remember what was Dracula's name? Bella.
Bela Lugosi.
Bella, which is an interesting name, was Dracula, and then we'll find out who the. While we're talking, look up who the first werewolf actor was because he's really cool too. But anyway, yeah, Frankenstein was killed. But I just realized one of my favorite. Have you ever seen the TV show or the movie Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman? It's one of my all-time favorite movies, Van Helsing, because Van Helsing is actually an angel that doesn't realize he's an angel, and he hunts down Dracula's, and he comes across Frankenstein's monster, and Van Helsing is like a killer of these. And even in the one time, the thing, so he's supposed to take out vampires. He took out Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and all that kind of thing. But in one of the parts of the movie, he was like, this he's like, this creature is not, he is not bad. He's good. Oh. And there's a man that plays the Frankenstein monster in there, and he's a fantastic actor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might need to watch that one.
It's good. It's got Kate Beckinsale in it and Hugh Jackman. It's a really good, and they got 3 witches in there that are fantastic. And the guy that plays the Dracula, I can't remember what his name is, but it's literally, it's one of my favorite movies. It's right up there. But poor little Frankenstein.
Yeah, sad.
Only wanted to be loved.
Poor guy.
Boris. Got it. Bella. Okay, so let's talk about, what else do we have to talk about?
Did you want to go to the wolves? Or do you want me to talk about clowns?
Well, I don't know. What's my time? Oh, yeah, we can go into the werewolves.
Okay.
Okay, so, yeah, because he's going to be looking at this. Well, okay, so werewolves take on a whole new light, which it's really kind of interesting because they actually have been around since the Greek gods. Werewolves actually come from the Greek mythology.
Okay.
Okay. And in the Greek mythology, it's the legend of the lichen. Because, some people werewolves, some people call them werewolves, some people call them lichens. The Greek god Apollo, which we've all heard about, was called the wolf god.
Okay.
And the wolf god Apollo meant the meaning god of knowledge.
Oh.
Okay, so so right now everything's just so you've got Apollo, he's the wolf god, the meaning is the god of knowledge. This is where it gets a little twisty. Okay? So and the last name was lichen. So there was a family, a Greek family, and they were gods. Their last name was I'm assuming it's spelled Lycaon. Okay? Okay, so Lycan was the first name of a boy. His dad was Pelasgus. Pelasgus.
Okay.
Pelasgus.
Okay,
so Pelasgus was another god, which when you look at Greek mythology, oh my goodness.
There's so many.
It's literally, I think everybody was a god. You think of just the main. Okay. Well, this is where it gets interesting. So, Pelasgus had a son named Lycan, and they were gods. Okay. And Lycan, he had sons. Okay.
Okay.
So they were the sons of Lycan. Lycan and the sons, these gods must have been like little baby gods because they actually served the god Zeus, which is what we always hear about. When you think of Greek mythology.
Zeus is their main god.
Yeah, think about it. Whenever you think about any, Zeus is what comes to mind. Well, apparently the servants, they fixed Zeus a meal one time. And the meal was of a sacrificed boy. Okay?
Okay.
And that angered Zeus. So this is where the turn of like the wolves. So you've got the Pelagus, his son Lycan, and their son, and they are all these legends of the Lycans. They are infatuated with, they are part of the Apollo wolf god family. So Zeus is apparently like, okay, you want to be a wolf so bad? Zeus is the one that actually turned the first person into a werewolf.
Oh.
So Zeus, and this is all Greek mythology, Zeus turned Lycan and his sons into wolves after they fed him that meal of the sacrificed boy.
Oh.
So that's where the first, it all comes from Greek mythology.
Okay.
And and that was many moons ago. But wolves carry this, not werewolves, because we all know that, I don't believe in the Greek mythology.
No.
Werewolves don't really exist, but it is interesting that ties into the story of the Greek mythology.
Yeah.
But because people today, Native Americans very much believed in werewolves, aka, and they called them skinwalkers.
Ugh.
So Native Americans, the Indians believed in that. Vikings of the day were very much believing in.
Really?
In werewolves, they were very much in tune with the wolf side of thing. But like wolves are in a lot of mystic.
Wolves are always associated with that. I don't know. Anytime you're in a dark forest and you're. The wolves are what's going to get you.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So we talked about Frankenstein. So Dracula's got 200 films. Frankenstein has 2. Okay. The Mummy only has 5. And werewolves, there's been 116 movies made of werewolves.
Wow. So they're in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So they're right. They're not as much as Dracula.
My favorite's Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I like that.
Here's a picture I found of a werewolf. Yeah, this actually comes from the Van Helsing. That's the werewolf in Van Helsing.
Okay, scary.
But yeah, I like this man-wolf thing. I find them fascinating.
Yeah,
that Greek mythology is just so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jason and I were joking the other day because we have a neighbor that has this sweet little dog, but it's a husky, and a lot of times they will make noises that almost like a howl, or they'll even sound like they're trying to say words. And she had him outside, and we couldn't see him, but we could hear him, and it was dark, and there was the moon was out, and then you hear this dog just around the corner howling. I'm like, oh, the werewolves are out tonight.
What's its name?
I can't remember.
Is it Wolfie or something
I don't
silly?
know. I don't know what the name is, but
let's take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with more interesting stories.
Yeah.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Pegel's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Pegel Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
The insurance specialists have options to tailor to your needs at CSI Insurance Brokers. Experienced insurance brokers at CSI are skilled with all types of insurance plans and policies and represent many companies, including Safeco Insurance. You'll benefit from their detailed expertise, unbeatable premiums, and commitment to customer service. CSI Insurance Brokers and Safeco Insurance Company, providing affordable rates on quality insurance since 1952.
For over 50 years, at your locally owned and operated Rural King Supply in Salem and Olney, we've helped you and your neighbors enjoy an easy country lifestyle. We carry the most thorough sporting goods department around with a huge variety of hunting and fishing gear, camping equipment, and a variety of firearms for any need. Our team is here to help you find whatever you need. Open every day, it's Rural King in Salem and Olney, your locally owned farm and home store.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I'm Beth Cooper.
I am Stacey Earlywine, and we just finished up talking a little bit about werewolves, and it was Lon Chaney Jr. That was one of the original werewolves in one of the original movies. Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting because, like I was telling you, I was watching Abbott and Costello, and they were meeting like the werewolf and Dracula. They were all in there together, and it was really interesting because it was probably back in the 30s, like the Frankenstein movie. That's when they usually came out. But what was interesting about that was how, like, you're watching it on TV, and actually the cinema photography, is that what I want to say?
Yeah.
Because they, like, you just show him, and, like, they literally slowly change him from a normal man into all that hair and the wolf. It's really interesting. I was like, wow, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
For back then. Now it's a totally different ball game. But, so how fun is that?
Yeah.
But, so we've mentioned Dracula, Frankenstein, mummies, werewolves. The most terrifying creature, I'm going to say, between children and adults alike are the
clowns.
Send in the clowns.
And I'm going to talk about clowns and how they became associated with Halloween.
I believe when we did what we did one time at one of our trick-or-treat nights, we did clowns. We had grown adults that didn't even stop. Mm-hmm. Of all the things we've ever done, when we were all decorated as clowns, nobody, I mean, it was, we had more candy left over. I mean, they were terrified.
You meet a lot of adults and a lot of kids that are just terrified of clowns. Yeah. You don't meet any adults that are like, I'm terrified of werewolves. No. I'm terrified of Dracula. Yeah, no. It's clowns. Everybody's scared of clowns.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Clowns have appeared in a lot of cultures, I mean, going way back to BC, okay?
Really?
Yes. Pygmy clowns were used to make Egyptian pharaohs laugh, and they have references to this as far back as 2500 BC.
Really?
Mm-hmm. In ancient imperial China, a court clown called Yuxi was, according to the lore, the only guy who could poke holes in Emperor Qin Shi Huang's plan to paint the Great Wall of China. Hopi Native Americans, they had a tradition of clown-like characters who interrupted serious dance rituals with ludicrous antics. They would jump into something serious, act silly. Ancient Rome's clown was a stock fool called the Stupidus. Yeah.
The Stupidus.
The court jesters of medieval Europe were a sanctioned way for people under the feudal thumb to laugh at the guys in charge. And well into the 18th and 19th century, the prevailing clown figure of Western Europe and Britain was the pantomime clown, who was sort of a bumbling buffoon.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it goes all the way through history, all of these different regions and cultures having clowns. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe originally they were brought on to make you laugh.
Yeah, I don't think they were meant to be scary creatures at first.
But over time, they kind of changed a little bit to the modern clowns being a little bit scary.
Well, so what, if you think back when you were little, who's the first clown that you remember being,
Okay, that's an easy answer. Mm-hmm. He was working the crowd at the probably 1983 or 1984 baby contest at the 4th of July in Flora.
They
hired a clown. They had him dressed up. He was there to make the kids relax and laugh.
Really?
He had the opposite effect.
I would imagine he terrified them all.
Had a picture taken with him because it was like, stand there. And I'm bawling in the picture and the clown standing next to me.
Really?
Not fun.
Now,
whose idea was that? That's terrible.
Well, my first experience would be as a little girl watching Bozo Circus.
Oh, I love Bozo the Clown.
Bozo the Clown.
I did like him.
He was great.
He was safe because he was not in the room with me.
No.
He was on TV.
Yeah. Bozo the Clown was my absolute favorite.
And he was fun, and it was my dream to get one of those little balls and do the ball game where you have to bounce it into the...
You could have done that. That was just right up in Chicago.
Did you know there was a 10-year waiting list to get on the Bozo the Clown show?
I didn't know that. How interesting.
So, a 10-year waiting list. So, if your kid was 10 years old and really into Bozo, by the time they got on the show, they'd been 20 years old.
Yeah.
So, if you were pregnant, this is what I'm thinking, where people gosh, I'm pregnant. I should probably go ahead and put my kid's name on the waiting list for Bozo the Clown so that when they're 10, they can go on the show.
Hey, show that picture of Bozo. I wonder how many Bozos they went through. I wonder how many there were different Bozo the Clowns. There had to have been a bunch. But one of them,
I think there was only one. I think Ty should look that up.
Was there only one Bozo the Clown?
I think so. But yeah, there he is. I was actually okay with him. I liked him.
Of course, and then the other clown that we all know, Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, and I think I have a little something on him.
How did that come to be? Ronald McDonald. How did McDonald's hamburgers get the clown?
I don't know.
Of course, my favorite character was the Hamburglar.
Yeah, I liked the Hamburglar.
Apparently, there was more than 20 different actors. 200.
More than 200 people played Bozo the Clown?
Yeah, because that clown, you can when you get older, you can kind of see the difference. I didn't think he looked like my Bozo.
Well, I kind of thought he didn't look like my
Bozo was
either.
in black and white.
What? You're so old.
When I watched Bozo Circuit, it was black and white.
They're also counting all the different, there was Mexico, Thailand, Australia.
They were in all different countries. Mexico, Thailand, Australia, they all had a Bozo the Clown. So no wonder there were so many.
Well, no, that's craziness.
But I remember when the one that I watched passed away, and it was maybe 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. It made the news.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Ronald McDonald. How did we get him?
Yeah, he was the brand ambassador starting in 1963. Mm-hmm. But I think they just, around that time, they thought, clowns are fun. Kids love clowns. Let's put them in.
Show a picture of Ronald. Yeah, there's Ronald McDonald.
Yeah,
we love Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love that guy?
Right.
Now, that's like the Ronald McDonald I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, so then, how is that scary? But, maybe John Wayne Gacy's the one that brought.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting ready to say. So John Wayne Gacy was kind of that and Stephen King, those two things combined. He wrote the book It, featuring a scary clown. John Wayne Gacy was a serial killer who dressed up as a clown and lured his victims.
Little boy, yeah. Gacy was from Chicago, right?
I think he might have been.
Yeah, I think Gacy was from Chicago and was he was executed, correct?
I think. Yeah,
I think he was.
He's one
Didn't he stay in Marion?
I think I have heard that he has been in Marion. We can show that.
Yeah, show that. That's kind of an interesting.
Yeah, this is John Wayne Gacy, the serial killer, and he would dress up as this clown.
Des Plaines, Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah.
Police department. Yeah.
And lure kids to their death.
Super bad guy.
Bad guy.
Bad guy.
Crazy.
Yeah, so maybe that's when they started getting.
Yeah, so it was a combination of those two things, according to my research.
Uh-huh.
The book
sense.
It by Stephen King, which later became a movie, and then the John Wayne Gacy thing. So things kind of started to take more of an evil twist there with the clowns, and that became more popular at Halloween, and it just sort of You know?
The It Clown. Show the It Clown real quick so they can see what. So we went from Ronald McDonald to that. Of course, the actor that played the original It was also the guy in the Rocky Horror Picture Show that played the transvestite. Did you know that actor?
Tim Curry?
Yeah, that's Tim Curry.
That's Tim Curry?
Yeah, he was the actor that played It.
I did not know that. Yeah. But I just want to tell you that I love Tim Curry.
Yeah, he played...
Do you know what else Tim Curry was in?
What?
Well, he's been in everything.
Okay, you can take that horrible picture off.
Yeah, obviously he's been in everything. I didn't know he was that, but
yeah,
he's in Clue. He's the butler.
He's the butler in Clue.
Yeah, my favorite movie.
Tim Curry is an excellent actor.
He's amazing. And, he's like... just to get on a whole spiel about Tim Curry and like getting on my soapbox about him, but he is under-recognized. Like he
absolutely
is. He deserves a lot more notoriety than what he has because he's amazing.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome. But there was lots. So I think that's when clowns took a dark turn. But they terrify people now. Yeah. And like I said, I think you're right with the between Gacy and the It movies, and then you had American Horror Story that took that clown to the next level.
Yeah. There's been a lot.
There has been a lot. Mm-hmm. Oh, my favorite clown's still going to be Bozo.
Yeah, I think mine's probably Bozo or Ronald. I like them both.
I watch that Bozo circuit circus all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was all over the country. I mean, all over the
world. I didn't realize that either.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was great. He was a lot of fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you remember that not too long ago? I know when my son Connor Earlywine played football at Greenville. And so do you remember a couple years ago where like people were making a big mistake by dressing as clowns?
Yes.
In our area. And I was literally like, I told Jim, I said, I'm going to tell you what, because I would go to Connor's football games a lot, and sometimes I'd be coming back by myself because Jim would be in volleyball at the same time, and I didn't miss any of his football games. And I would go up from Greenville. I'd go through Vandalia, through the country, and I literally put it out on Facebook one time. If you are one of these people that think it's funny to scare people dressed up like a clown, if you see me coming down the road, I will run you over.
I will run you over.
I will run you. I'm like, you guys are not safe. I'm
one of those people that if someone tries to stand in front of my car to scare me, I will run you over. Yeah. It is a weapon, and you're threatening me. I will probably run you over.
Do you remember when that was a craze around the country?
Yeah, this was only like, 3 or 4 years ago? People
Connor, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's been a little bit because Connor graduated Greenville in 2017.
Okay, so back
And it was that last year, his senior year.
Okay, yeah, it was a thing around our area. People were dressing up as clowns. They would just like stand in random places and be real still and quiet and make themselves look spooky and, yeah, definitely uncalled for. Not cool.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah.
Super not cool.
2016?
2016.
When that was going on.
So Connor's junior year of Greenville.
Yeah, not
cool.
I
was like, why are you're going to get shot, and it's going to be your own fault.
What, did he do it?
No, my Connor. I'm just talking about the clown
people that do it.
No,
yeah.
Connor would never. You're putting yourself in danger.
You are. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot for doing that.
Congratulations,
I'm
you
glad
are
that
an idiot.
Stopped. I'm glad that stopped.
Kidding.
Not cool.
Okay, time to end the show on a good note. What do you have?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh, I love her.
I know you love her.
We adopted a cat this past week, Malia did, and she named her Eleanor Roosevelt. But then we took her to the vet, and it was actually a boy.
Well, okay. Well, that still
So we
works.
had to change the name.
You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing which you think you cannot do.
You must do the thing in
That's
which you
right.
think you cannot do.
How weird is that? You must look fear in the face. Back at you, clowns.
Back at you, clowns. I'm going to stare you down.
Eleanor Roosevelt was an amazing woman.
She was. I love her.
She was absolutely an amazing woman.
Yeah.
Loved her.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, Missy.
Great. Okay.
Gosh.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're enjoying our Halloween shows. After October's over, we'll go back to our regular programming. But for now, we're loving Halloween.
Guys,
so thank you for joining us.
November, December is going to be Christmas all the way through. Don't let her fool you. We're going to go right from this week to Christmas.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
God bless you. Have a great day.